everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be the university tag, which I don't think I've ever done. To say I've been at uni for 3 years, I've never filmed it, so I thought, you know what, while I'm still in the process of graduating and everything, I thought I'd film it for you. So yeah, I have the questions on my laptop. I will leave them down below in case you want to do this tag. Yeah, anyway, let's just get straight on into the video. So the first question is, where do you study? Well, I've finished now, so I'll say did study. Where did you study? So I studied at Leeds University. Leeds has always been my favourite town and city, it's quite close to me. And Leeds was just the place that had the course that I wanted to do. Which leads me on to the next question, which is what did you study? So I studied digital journalism. When I first applied, I actually applied for photographic journalism, but they were changing the course as I applied, so the same course changed to digital journalism, which is what I ended up studying. The next question is, what year are you in? So I've just finished. I've completed my 3 years of uni. I am awaiting my degree results, which I'm so excited and nervous about. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what I've got. Hopefully all the hard work's paid off. We will see shortly. Next question is, do you live at home or at uni? So for my 3 years of uni, the first year I stayed in student accommodation, which was literally on campus. My walk to class was 1 minute. I stayed on good old Carnegie Village at Leeds University. Don 4, if anyone was wondering, that was my house. Loved that house so much, made so many friends and memories there. In that house I lived with 6 girls and 2 boys, so there was 8 of us, and it was lovely. Then from that house I moved into a uni house, which was near Headingley Stadium. It was the street the Turnways, which again, I had a lot of memories there. I moved in there with 3 of the girls I lived with in Don 4. Sadly, we don't speak anymore. I still speak to Becky, but that's about it. But yeah, that house, it had its ups and downs. The landlord wasn't the best, the house wasn't in the best state, but I did have a lot of memories there, and I definitely had a lot of independence, which has made me a lot more of a confident person now, so I don't regret moving into that house. And then for my final year of uni I moved back home, which was the best decision I ever made because I just felt more comfortable. Uni was only an hour and a half away transport wise, so it was quite close for me to do, and it was just a cheaper solution. I was just so much happier being at home for my final year because I could concentrate more. I didn't have to depend on washing up and all the time, getting the food shopping, that was already done for me. So yeah, it was nice living back at home for the 3rd year of uni. How old are you? So I am 21, so I didn't do a gap year. I was going to do a gap year, but I just went straight into uni life, and I'm actually quite grateful I did, because now, looking back, if I'd have done a gap year, I don't think I'd have gone to uni. So yeah, I am 21, so I did the whole thing of going from high school to college and then straight to uni. This question is, what are your 3 uni essentials? So my 3 uni essentials, the first one is definitely FaceTime. I know that's not an actual physical product, but FaceTime is a godsend, let me tell you, because the amount of times I'd ring my mum, I had one of the worst, I was proper homesick. So say I wasn't even that far away from home, if I'd have moved any further I don't think I'd have coped. But the fact I was only an hour away made me feel a bit better. But yeah, FaceTime is a godsend because it allowed me to talk to my family and my friends, and without it I don't think I'd have coped properly. My second uni essential, probably photos. Make your room as personalised as you can, because it just makes you feel comfortable. Make it as home as you can, so bring photos, bring memories from home, bring fairy lights, because fairy lights always make your room look cuter. Yeah, and my 3rd uni essential, either a fan or a blanket, because I swear to God, them rooms are either too warm or too cold. So I had both. I had a blanket and a fan, because in the summer it was roasting and in the winter it was freezing. So just make sure you're catered for with the weather, because you don't want to be sweating and you don't want to be freezing. Question is, what is your favourite meal to cook? I didn't do a lot of cooking at uni, I'm not going to lie. I think the only thing I cooked was pasta, which is what every student does. and everyone in my house knows what I'm famous for. Chicken and chips. That's literally all I lived on. Chicken and chips that you can just literally put on a baking tray, put in the oven for 20 minutes, eat that. That's literally all I lived on. That's what I made every single day. It got me through. I'm still here, so but yeah, next question is, what is the latest you've been to the library? Now, I have never been one of those students that sits in the library like the day before your deadline. Like, I upload my work like 5 days before the deadline. Like, I can't be a person that's doing it last minute. Like, I'm always on top of my work. I stayed organised, which I think is a good way to be. Like, you don't want to be that person that's in the library at like 2 AM like stressing. Like, don't be that person. Like, I don't think I've ever done an all-nighter in that library. The latest I stayed in our library was probably like 9 o'clock, and then I left because I needed sleep, and I wasn't even that bothered because I'd done the work anyway. I was just doing extra work. So yeah, I'm a geek, but I like being a geek because then you're not stressing like everyone else is. Next question is, ever done an all-nighter to finish work? That was answered in the last question. No, I've never done an all-nighter. I just don't see the point. Like, do your work on time and then you can sleep. Like, I treasure sleep so much. Since going to uni, I have realised how important sleep is. So yeah, make sure you get your 8 hours, kids, because you don't want to be moody. Like, the amount of times Grumpy Chloe came out, it was a joke. Next question is, your favourite university moment? Ooh, that's hard. I've had so many. I'm going to do one from each year just because I've had quite a few from each year. So for my first year, it was definitely Halloween night out. Like, that was the best night out I've ever had. I went to Quids Prism with Becky, Dana, May and Sam, and we just had the best night. Like, we were getting to know each other, we danced the night away, we got off our faces, we were dressed up like dead people. It was just so fun. We have the best pictures I ever taken like are on that night. Like, oh, that was just such a good night out. Also, how could I forget? I also went to New York with uni in first year. Like, how have I forgotten about that? It was my first time abroad and on a plane, and it was an unreal experience. This place took my breath away, and I'm so grateful to uni for giving me such an opportunity. Second year was probably, I'm trying to think now. Second year was probably the road trips I used to have with Becky. They were fun. Just like driving round. Even just like having like time in my own house, like having people around, like my friends around. Like, it was nice just to be like, oh, this is my house, showing them around, showing them the Leeds life. That's probably one of my favourite things to do when I was at uni, like showing everyone around, showing everyone what my life was. And then final year was probably definitely my 21st birthday. Like, that was so much fun. But also in a flipping magazine. Like, who would have thought I would have made a magazine? Like, I've made a magazine from scratch. Like, I can say it to a future employer, I've made a magazine, like a 60-page magazine by myself. Like, what? But yeah, next question is, one piece of advice for a fresher. One piece of advice for a fresher, I would say, when you are moving in, leave your door open, because that allows people to talk to you. If you shut your door, you shut yourself off from getting to know people. Have an open mind, get to know people. There's people from different walks of life. There's going to be some differences. There's going to be some arguments. Just accept it, move on. Keep your stuff that you don't want other people to use in a safe place, because the amount of times I used to go into the kitchen and my stuff would have been used and it would drive me insane. And also, just stay safe on a night out. Like, make sure you're with your pals, drink responsibly, stay safe if anything happens. Just make sure you stay safe, have a laugh, get to know new people, and just put yourself out there. This is the only time you're going to be a fresher, so you might as well just enjoy it. And then the last question is, something you worried about for no reason. Now, that was definitely the big M word, the big money. Money's always been an issue in my life, but especially being a student. To be fair, I didn't really budget as a student, which is probably why I'm facing the consequences now. Literally, student loan dropped and I was like throwing money everywhere. But yeah, student life, budget. I had a quite good student life, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I did have quite a bit of money. Like, looking back now, I'm like, I wish I'd have saved that money. But yeah, you're only student once, so you might as well just live it up like I did. But yeah, anyway, that is it for all the questions. It was really fun to reminisce on like uni life. I do miss it. Like, if you're at uni now, please enjoy the time you have, because once you leave, like I am, like I feel like I'm in a bit of a rut now, because I'm like, oh, what do I do? Like, student life's over, what am I going to do? But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you do this video down below, like leave me a link or anything, because I love to watch it. As I said, I will leave the questions down below for you. And yes, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.